family's vision needs.
After we had to deal with a good scattering of thunderstorms this morning, most of us managed to stay quiet and warm for this Saturday afternoon as highs push into the upper 70s and lower 80s. And it was nice to see things calm down after the morning rounds of rain and storms. But now on the radar network, a little activity, but this is not the activity that we're tracking heading into the night ahead of us. Granted, a few showers that we do have out there, they're really light, not a big deal. South of the Harriet Reservoir, south of Osceola, and skirting around other parts of Stockton Lake. It's the storms out in Kansas that are trying to get going. Those are the ones that we'll be watching as we go through the rest of the night. But a big difference in temperatures compared to yesterday. We hit about the lower to middle 60s yesterday. We kind of held steady near 60 overnight. Now look at where we went. We went into at least the lower 80s this afternoon, and we're still looking okay from 7th and range line. Partly sunny skies trying to turn a little bit more cloudy, but we are still keeping things quiet as we look back toward Joplin from our station here. 80 in Joplin, south wind at 21 with a gust at 36, keeping that humidity at 57%. Make that the dew point at 57, that is. Upper 70s to lower 80s. That's where we all sit at the top of the 6 o'clock hour. Slow drop through the 70s during the overnight, or at least for the rest of the evening. Then once we hit the overnight, as our next front and some thunderstorms for some of you rolls in, we'll be dropping back into the 50s and 60s by the time we hit sunrise on your Sunday morning. So let me show you the storms that are trying to develop. More prevalent south of Hays and south of Russell in central parts of Kansas, and we're noting a couple other storms south of, let's say, Kearney and Hastings in southern parts of Nebraska. All because of this storm system. We had the warm front drag on through, keeping us warm for today, but we have to deal with the cold front to bring in some more chances for storms overnight, along with this upper low in Montana, helping to aid in certainly those storms out west and probably some of those trying to clip us overnight. But if you're going to be out and about this evening, we're pretty much okay. Granted, partly to mostly cloudy, but we'll stay kind of warm even at 9 o'clock with most of us in the mid to upper 70s. Still quiet around the midnight hour, but once we start out the overnight hours, the temperatures in the mid 70s. We'll be watching closely that complex of storms. Even though it wants to rotate toward Kansas City, some of those storms want to take a dive toward the south and to the east and clip our northern counties overnight. And if this scenario certainly holds true, we're not that concerned about a severe threat because that's mainly going to stay from Kansas City toward Topeka and Salina. But in our far northern counties, you do have a low severe threat from about midnight to 4 a.m., with mainly wind and hail being our biggest issues before we see scattered rain and storms to start Sunday morning out. And even though we dry out during the day tomorrow, it's going to be chillier as the day goes on. 63 in the morning, and I'm expecting temperatures to hold steady in the mid to upper 50s with that north wind at 10 to 20. So not the best Mother's Day shaping up this time around, but at least we'll trend drier for the afternoon. But we'll have to start at 63 in the morning and then drop into the 50s for the rest of the day. Scattered rain and thunderstorm chances Monday through Wednesday with highs mainly in the lower 60s, Chris. Thankfully, they'll dry Thursday and Friday, and eventually back in the mid 70s by next weekend.
The temperatures aren't so bad, but that rainy weather is just going to get bogged down the week a little bit.
Yeah, especially the storms for tonight, and those are storms that we'll continue to keep a close eye on.
All right, Nick, thank you so much.